Interestingly, I saw a tweet from Big Brother Naija saying congratulations V and you for making it to the finalist stage. And funnily, after going to check back a few seconds rather, that tweet was deleted. Is Big Brother cooking up something? So, hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Ride with Tinu. Ride with Tinu is of course a program or a channel rather that intends to inform, enlighten, educate and entertain you. I'm talking about entertainment. The Big Brother Naija show is about to end, with next week Sunday being the last eviction show before we have the grand finale. Are you excited? Of course, so many people would miss the Big Brother Naija show, and this year's season, that is the season 5 lockdown edition, has been very interesting for a lot of reasons. So on today's episode, I just wanted to give my own take on how the grand finale is going to play out. With about 7 people remaining with a last eviction show, I want to give my own top 5 contenders for the game. So last week Monday, they had their usual head of house game and nomination style, and Nengi emerged victoriously as the last head of house for the game. Interestingly, she was the first head of house, and now she's gonna be the last head of house. So now this is how it is. So then, instead of the usual nomination style, they adopted a rather unique nomination style, which saw Big Brother group them into 2, Team Black and Team White. And tell me something, a lot of you were not happy with that outcome. So let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on this. And so the nomination style of course now produced 4 people that would be put up for eviction, which are Laycon, Dora, Ozo and Trickity. Well, before I go further, I must congratulate V and you. Like, those 2 people are just it for me. I'm sure shipping will be a very major thing in the next season, because to me those 2 people have stood out as the most strategic couple in the history of Big Brother Naija. Like, imagine Twitter last 2 weeks, Twitter was already on fire wishing V and Neil would be leaving the Big Brother Naija house. But suddenly a twist comes up, and wow, these 2 people, this couple, they outsmarted the others. They protected the interest of the other. So how is this gonna play out? A lot of people are complaining that, okay, how would Big Brother do this? Why is it that the top contenders are the ones that have been put up for eviction, and then the ones they consider as the weaker contenders, like due to their fan base, would be remaining in the spot for top 5? Interestingly, I saw a tweet from Big Brother Naija saying congratulations V and you for making it to the finalist stage. And funnily, after going to check back a few seconds rather, that tweet was deleted. Is Big Brother cooking up something? I need to know if Big Brother is cooking up something against those couple. So this is what I think. Yes, there's going to be an eviction show next week. So I will give my prediction as to who might be leaving next week. So with Laycon, Dora, Ozo and Trickity, my own thought is that the eviction is only going to see one person out, and I know I have a reason for saying that, and I feel we'll be saying bye-bye to Trickity. Trickity has of course been very resilient and I salute him, but I think Trickity might go based on what we've seen, and he has a low fan base compared to the others. But what I might not understand is that Why did Big Brother delete that tweet congratulating V and Neil? And on the show, in their usual style, they always congratulate those that have secured a spot. But I think it's only Nengi that has been congratulated. So is there something Big Brother is cooking? I think Big Brother might be cooking up something. If you've watched the past seasons of Big Brother Naija show, there's always been this surprise eviction. The previous one, the Pepper Them season, it saw Diane, Mercy's friend. She was given a surprise eviction just before the grand finale. And that was what also happened to who? Yes, that was also what happened to Bam Bam. Yes, that was on, they evicted her on Saturday. So who is going to go that way? Is it going to play out with V and Neil? I certainly think it might play out with V and Neil because, of course, the Big Brother show is profit oriented. They want to make as much money as they can from this vote. Yes, from your votes. And if they see Nengi, Neil, V, Laycon, and probably Ozo, there's going to be something shaky there because I feel, and I'm of the opinion, that V and Neil might be having like the same fans. Their votes might end up getting splitted, and Big Brother want to make a lot of money. They usually make a lot of money at the end of the show. So I think Big Brother is playing a game, a very smart one. He might want to take out one of these people, either V or Neil. But who is it going to be? But my take is going to be that, do you remember yesterday's secret diary section that Big Brother had with Team Black, where he selected, where some housemates called out people, and some housemates, of course, if they were going to go by the old nomination style, that is the people from Team Black, yes, V would be up for eviction, Dora would have been up for eviction, Ozo and Laycon. It'd have just left maybe Tricky T somewhere in the middle or so. So I think that Big Brother might end up eliminating V. I don't know what that secret diary session was meant for, but Big Brother might have something up his sleeves, and it's, of course, he always changes the game in any minute that he likes. So I think a surprise eviction might happen for V. I might be wrong, but that is what I think. So that leaves me to guessing or predicting rather who the top 5 in the game is going to be. Laycon, of course, you all know that. Ozo, Nengi, Dora, and probably Neil. Yes. So from that, who is going to win Big Brother Naija show? Who is going to win Big Brother Naija show should not be a surprise to any of us. We all know Laycon is going to emerge victorious, except there is going to be some kind of miracle because we've seen his fan base and the hype and all of that. So Laycon would be winning, might be winning Big Brother Naija show, the lockdown edition. Then the runner-up. So I'm thinking the runner-up would be Ozo. I was so wrong when I guessed last week that Ozo was going to be getting eliminated, but for some reason a lot of people still have faith in Ozo. Ozo is still striving very hard. He won the Innocent Moto Challenge, so Ozo would be runner-up because he has a lot of people that are still banking on him. He's a very gentle man. Yes, he could be this man people assume to be foolish in love, but he is a loyal and honest man. Who wouldn't want that? Then so going for number 3, the third position would be Dora. I think Dora is going to bag the third position because I think she is a very strong contender and a lot of people are backing her up. Why I think she might be getting called third before Nengi would be that during the eviction that saw Kiddwaya have higher votes than Nengi. So I'm thinking that Dora would have probably more fans and votes than Nengi. So Dora might be bagging the third position. Then then the fourth position would be Nengi. She's been a very good contender in the game too, having not been called bottom 4 since the show began. And then fifth would be Niu. Yes, Niu. So what do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think I'm actually right? Do you think I'm wrong? How is this game gonna play out? We all want to know how, but we can know this starting from next week's eviction, so make sure you don't miss it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel, Ride with Tinu. Do have a lovely weekend. Mwah!